Why, hello! You caught me drinking my afternoon tea while I'm taking care of myself. Let's have an afternoon chat in my study of one. Delicious. Okay, I told you yesterday that I would continue with chapter 1 of this book, It's Never Too Late to Begin Again by Julia Cameron, who is the author of the very popular book, The Artist's Way, which is really more than a book. It's actually a program to help you develop your creativity. So anyway, the continuation of chapter 1. The two things that popped up for me, well, three things actually, but I think we handled one of them yesterday, and that is the character of your skeptic. And she suggests you describe your skeptic. Let's see what she says about that. The inner censor or the skeptic. And she says, shrink your censor. Take a few minutes to name and describe your censor. Is it male, female, neither? How old? What does it look like? How does it speak? What are some of its favorite disparaging remarks and insulting moves? You know, my censor, Backseat Betty, is actually a compendium of several different voices in my head. Some of them are from childhood, some of them are professors that I had, some of them are friends that were well-meaning. So anyway, she's a collection of different voices, mostly female, interestingly enough. We as women maybe have a tendency toward concern for others, and sometimes that concern comes in the guise of censoring or skepticism, and it's not always healthy. And that's what the book is suggesting. In fact, there's a whole section in chapter 1 starting on page 14 called Battling Skepticism. And this is really about how do you deal with the skeptic within and skeptics who are outside, well-meaning friends again, and just generally people, voices in your life that say, oh, you're too old to do this thing, like we talked about yesterday. You're too old, it's too late, there's not enough time, you don't have enough money, it's undignified, it's not practical. I mean, there are so many different ways that fear enters into our vocabulary. And I don't mean to suggest that it's not a good idea to look at the pros and cons of doing any kind of activity, but we are too quick to shut ourselves down when we have whatever it is we need. We have the resources to do a thing, and the only thing keeping us from doing it really is that fear-mongering in the background. Okay, she suggests that one of the ways that we manage this is to do the morning pages again. That's when you write in the morning right after you wake up, and you just free write, and you'll find that advice shows up in your writing. Your higher self, I guess is the best term I have for it, comes through and soothes you with good advice and ways to continue forward on any journey you have, to pursue any kind of dream, or even just to pursue a hobby. I think a lot of people, they don't have passions and dreams, they have ideas and interests, and that is perfect. That's the perfect place to start. Do not put yourself down because you don't have a passion. I think there's the other book that we were studying, Designing Your Life. They talk about that in that book as well, the idea that you have to have a passion to be able to pursue your dreams. And that's big talk. There are so many passions and dreams that started out as ideas and interests. So don't worry if all you have is an idea or an interest. Start there. That's just as good a place to start as any. Okay, let's get back to the book. One of the things she talks about in this book is active kindness, and not necessarily toward others, but toward yourself. I think a lot of us don't have any problem giving to other people, giving them our time, giving them our attention, and giving them even our goodwill. There are all kinds of ways that we give to others when we tend not to give to ourselves. Sometimes we do, every once in a while I will take a nice long hot bath with a Lush bath bomb that I usually get from my daughters, and maybe even light a candle. Have a glass of wine with my husband on the porch. There are all kinds of things that you can do for yourself that are acts of kindness toward you. They could be very small things like cleaning out a drawer that's been bothering you, or she suggests cleaning out a bookshelf, taking a walk. In the book, she actually suggests that you take 2 walks a week by yourself with no cell phone. And I think that is an act of kindness toward yourself. Maybe going to, I don't know, whatever kind of store you like to wander around in. If it's a junk shop or a thrift store or an antique store or Target, just go and wander. Let yourself have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour or two to wander at will. That could be an act of kindness toward yourself. I think the act of kindness is dependent on the person, and you have to think about this. So make a list of those things that would be ways in which you could show kindness to you. It could be something as simple as cooking yourself a really nice, healthy meal and plating it beautifully and sitting in a place that is soothing to you and having a lovely dinner. You know what works for you, but you have to really look and see. Otherwise, you're just going to be running around doing the same old shtick that you always do. So the other thing that she talks about in here, besides defining your critic and doing acts of kindness toward yourself, is in the battling skepticism section. In it, she talks about having someone to encourage you, like filling your life with people who are encouraging. I'll read to you this section on the top of page 16. It's a paragraph that talks about having someone who will encourage you in the early stages of exploring something new. It is important to seek out those who will encourage our baby steps in the early days of retirement. Because, of course, this is book, It's Never Too Late to Begin Again, all about finding creativity in retirement. Can't believe I just covered my mouth up just then, but I did. Like the youngster discovering his world for the first time, we are free to play and daydream, to stretch in new directions and dabble lightly in areas that might be of interest. And there's that word, interest, not passion, but interest. Practicing morning pages, again, those journal exercises where you just free write right after you wake up in the morning. We build the muscle that reminds us there is no wrong way to do this. Let me repeat that. There is no wrong way to do this. Thank you, Julia Cameron. Oh my gosh, there are so many people who have so many experiences that they want to share with you as a way to show you how there is a right and a wrong way to do anything that you're doing. That's Charlie in the background. He's my special friend. Hey, Charlie. There's no wrong way to do this, guys. This is a study of one. And for you, your study of one means you're the only one who knows. And it's your study. So you're not doing somebody else's study. You're not doing a study with a whole bunch of other people. You're not doing something to be like anyone else. So just understand that there is no wrong way to do you. You got to know how to do you. Okay, taking artist dates, spending just an hour doing something fun. That was like going to the antique store, or going to see a play or a movie, or just wandering a section of a neighborhood that you're interested in. There are so many little fun ways to do artist dates. And of course, again, there's no wrong way to do it, and only you know how to do you. Doing something fun, we poke our nose into a topic or area that expands us. In tandem, we grow. The trick to outwitting skepticism is to keep gently pushing ahead. I love the words that she uses in this book. Julie Cameron uses words like gentle and kind and ideas, interests, encouragement. I think that is so important that we really start thinking, what is it that gives me a sense of, not just a sense of joy, because that's such a big word, but a sense of contentment, being kind to yourself can give you a sense of worthiness and contentment in your life that you can't really get by asking other people their opinions. It's not that other people's opinions don't count, it's that they shouldn't count as much as yours counts. Well, that's all I have for today. We're going to switch to another book tomorrow. I'm not sure whether we're going to do the D School Designing Your Life book or Marie Forleo's Everything is Figureoutable. But whatever we do, it'll be fun because we'll do it together. Even though this is a study of one. Hey, that reminds me, if you are doing a study of one with a book, can you let me know in the comments what book you're using? If you're using a fiction novel or a self-help book or just about anything. Whatever floats your boat, put something in the comment section that lets me know that you're actually thinking about this. And that will help you stay accountable to you. The whole reason I got started with this daily practice is so that I could be accountable to me. And so my accountability practice is a video. I don't get one done every single day, but I get one done most days. So come up with a way to be accountable. It could be something as simple as telling me what you're doing, and I will check on that and comment. And if you would also like and subscribe. And the other thing I noticed is that you have to push the little bell that's down here. And that way you know when I put another video out. If I skip a day, for whatever reason, I might be traveling or not be able to load my material. But if I skip a day, then you can actually push this little bell and you'll get a notification when the next video comes out. So follow along. Study of one. It'll be fun. Ooh, that could be my new catchphrase.